Dane Brugler had somebody mocked to the 49ers that's going to make a lot of people very mad. That would be defensive tackle Johnny Newton. Jer'Zhan Johnny Newton would be the pick, according to Dane Brugler for the Niners. Will you be safe from the revolt if the 49ers go D-line in round 1 in a week?
I mean, it's what's going to happen. So let's just prepare ourselves. That's what they're going to do. And it's like, oh, well, they have Malik Collins, and that's who cares? So first of all, they're very, I don't want to say arrogant, but they think their team is set. And in round 1 at 31, they very likely will be drafting for next year. And Malik Collins, they traded a 7th round pick for him. He's got no guaranteed money on his contract next year. He could easily be a 1-year stopgap. Mm-hmm. He's not even that good. Like, the Texans didn't even want him. They're like, oh, you got 7th round pick? Absolutely. Like, he's fine. He's not bad. But if they could get someone who's really good in round 1, it's the defensive line. It's the only position they care about. So they will not hesitate. And this guy's supposed to be really good. He could be a backup for a year or half a year and then start next year. It's 100% what the Niners are going to do. Yes.
He seems like a really good player. He had 22 and a half tackles for loss over his last 2 seasons. So he's making plays in the backfield, which is great. The only thing—
how many sacks?
I don't have the sack number. Oh, let's see. 17 and a half in his career in 4 years. 7.5 last year.
Okay. It's not bad. Cool.
So
all right.
Pretty good. The only thing that scares me a little, he's 6 feet tall. For a defensive tackle, he's 6 feet and he's 300 pounds.
Oh, so he's like Aaron Donald, but not.
Look, I'm not saying you can't be good at that size, but you're an outlier at the position, and that doesn't mean you can't be great, but it does scare me a little bit.
Yeah, to go from Eric Armstead at 6'7" to 6 feet, that would be kind of amazing. Well, see, I don't know if it'll be this guy, but the idea of taking a defensive lineman anywhere, it could be a D end. They have Drake Jackson, and again, Leonard Floyd's 32. So
not a long term.
He could be done right now. The Bills were like, good luck. Have a good one. We enjoyed having you for a year or two. They absolutely need defensive linemen, considering they will go 8 deep in every game, and their backups aren't that great. Their starters are pretty old. Is Javon Hargrave even good? I don't know. He was solid last year sometimes.
He certainly
wasn't even super dominant.
Yeah. Yeah, you could make that
They weren't good at stopping the run or rushing the passer last year. Like,
it was all Steve Wilkes' fault.
That was 100% Steve Wilkes' fault. Not Chris Kaceric's fault, for sure. He's great.
Right. They fixed that problem. It's fine.
Yeah, that's how they're good.
Here's
they got your Gross Matos. It's fine.
What if there's a really good defensive lineman on the board in round 1, but there's also Roger Rosengarten, who's coached by Ed McCaffrey, who's being trained by Joe Staley. What do the Niners do?
Look, I like Roger Rosengarten, but to me, that's such a classic 49ers round one reach. It's kind of a need. He fits your scheme. No other team would take him at put his name in an envelope if you're going to do that. Just put him in an envelope right now next to AJ Jenkins and say, we guarantee 100% he'll be on the board. We're taking him. Don't do that. Try to get the best player available. Like, if the option is to take Roger Rosengarten at 31 or a defensive tackle, I think I'd even be in favor of the defensive tackle, because at least, even though it's not filling as big of a need, it's a better player, and you suck at drafting in round 1. Pardon my French.
Like, you might be able to get Rosengarten in round 2.
Yes.
Like, you don't need to take him at 31.
No, and again, as opposed to taking Rosengarten at 31 or Newton at 31, just trade down.
Right. Yeah. Just if you trade down, you get an extra pick, and then you take Rosengarten. Like, okay.
No one's mad at who you take at that point.
Right.
Yeah. Trade
that's
down.
True.
They need to get the hell out of round 1. That's what I'm saying. You're probably going to have, especially if one of those quarterbacks are on the board, trade down. Trade down.
Yeah, you lose the year of control, which I could understand depending on what position you want. Like, if you wanted a quarterback, I get wanting to take him in the first round because you get the 5th-year option that you don't get in any other round. But if you're not going to do that, then trade down. We'll see. Little over a week away.
Cheaper. Players are significantly cheaper after round 1. Significantly.
True. Yeah, 100%. We will be doing a live stream during the NFL draft, so I hope everybody joins us for that. Grant, you're going to be at the facility during the draft?
Yeah, it's a big event. I mean, it's a marathon. At the end of every day, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch do a press conference for 15
Mhm.
minutes. You can ask them whatever you want, and there's going to be questions about Brandon Ayuk. So you got to be there for that. It'll be big.
It's going to be massive. Ricky Williams, not that Ricky Williams, unfortunately, but nonetheless, thank you, Ricky, with the super chat. To see who makes the best picks between Washington and the Niners is a pretty underrated topic. I'm tuning on draft day just for that alone. I usually don't. Who's going to win, though? So you've got Adam Peters in Washington, and you've got, of course, the 49ers with their reconfigured front office, Tariq Ahmad. We won't know.
Who did better in
really.
free agency? I mean, freaking Adam Peters signed Cleveland Farrell. Niners got Leonard Floyd. We'll see about that. I'm kind of curious to see how good Adam Peters really is.
Adam Peters,
like the last two drafts sucked. He didn't have anything to do with that.
Adam Peters could have had Bill Belichick, and instead he said, no, we want Dan Quinn. I want that guy. For everybody that bags on Kyle Shanahan for the Super Bowl loss to the Patriots, Washington just hired the head coach that lost that game. That could have told Kyle Shanahan to run the ball, didn't, gets no blame for it. That's the guy that Adam Peters.
Well, they wanted Ben Johnson, and they thought they had Ben Johnson, and he backed out after the interview. And I think they panicked. I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Peters called up Kyle and he was like, "Who would you suggest I get?" And Kyle's like, "Well, Dan Quinn's pretty good."
Yeah, go get Dan Quinn. I'll kick his ass again.
Exactly.
Dave Barclay, YouTube channel member. How many times have we hit in round one? 2. Bosa definitely was a hit.
Bosa, Ayuk,
and Ayuk.
Is there not one more? Not McGlinchey, not Kinlaw, not Lance, not Reuben Foster, not Solomon Thomas.
Nope.
Just
those two in round one. And right now, Bosa's the only round one pick to get a second contract with the Niners.
Yep. So all the more reason to trade down.
See, we have the answers. Quality control, right?
We always come to a consensus by the end. Well, not always, but sometimes.
Kyle, we're here every week. I'm just saying. Feel free to tune in. Feel free to hop on the show.
Throw us a super chat.
We know he's got the money. He just got that new deal. Let's go.
I'm holding out.
How satisfying would that be if literally, and we'd have to know it for a fact, but if literally Kyle Shanahan was like, here's $10, bam, super chat question.
Here's $10. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
Right. Like I was going to say, what would he ask? He wouldn't ask. He would just swear at us, probably.
He would just be like, LOL, keep trying. Here's $10. Stay in school.
Oh, man. Well, we can dream. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Please like and subscribe to both channels, the Gold Standard YouTube channel and Grant Cohn's YouTube channel. If you want to become a YouTube channel member, it's less than $3 a month. It is a great way to support us and the show.